What's up, guys? Firewolf here, back at it in the spinny chair. So, ooh, dime. Ooh, junk! So, as you guys can realize by the name of this video, I'm talking about my top 5 weirdest dreams. Now, I can remember 3 of them perfectly because either they were super funny or scary, and you'll see why they were scary for me later. The other 2, I don't know, so don't get your hopes up. I might just spin in my chair this whole video and just be like, if you ask why I knew the love sign, it's because I had a nickel in my hand, so. But anyways, onto the video. Dream number 1. So, I was about 6 years old, and the only reason why I remember this is because it was the weirdest dream I have ever had. I was about 6 years old. That was 6 years ago. So I was walking around. You know, I was older. I was about my age. So that was, my dream was 6 years into the future, but in an alternate dimension where I was a girl. And, you know, I'm just fiddling around with the phone, just like, blah, 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 blah. And for some reason, the phones were, like, clear. You could see through them unless you turned them on, and then you turned them on, and it was like, oh, brightens up, and I was, wow, I remember that much detail. But, yeah. So, I was my mom was driving around, so, and then I looked down, I'm like, I'm a girl. I'm a girl. This can't be real. Then I think to myself, and I'm just like, it isn't real. So I jump out of the car, and I fly away. And I believe this was the night that we were at a hotel, and my sister started playing Michael Jackson Thriller the whole night. And for some reason, I saw Michael Jackson in like the shape of a bird going, Thriller, Thriller, and just flew off. And I'm still flying. And then I wake up. And this is where the second dream happens. I wake up and I was rubbing my eyes and I was just like, oh. I look down like, I'm a man. Yeah. How quick this thumb is. So, after that I drank some warm milk and I went to bed. I went back to bed. Funny thing is, I had another dream. And most of my dreams are either me falling or being scared. So I'm falling, like free falling, and I don't even care. I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna fall and sleep about it. And I turn, this is very important, to my left. Left. That way. So I turn to my left, and there is a chicken with like a top hat. No, it's a sombrero. A chicken with a sombrero. At the end of the video, I'm going to find a picture of a chicken with a sombrero and edit that in. Just because I can. And, you know, we had this full-on conversation. And as I was falling, there's this giant cliff. And on the side of it, spelt in dirt, was Sweden. So I guess I was like in Sweden or something, falling, talking to a chicken. I'm like, you know, I've never been to Sweden, so this is probably normal. So I'm just falling, talking with the chicken, just going like, yeah, man, like the weather is not so warm, bro. I can take a skinny dip anytime I want, or just a regular pool bath. I don't know. And so the chicken just started to fly away, just like Thriller, except he wasn't Michael Jackson. He was just going, flew off. So it felt like a minute later, but all in all, I slept for about an hour, which kind of makes you think, how long do I stay on the phone or dream? You know, because a dream that could be like 2 seconds, you could have slept for like 5 hours. For what a minute felt gone by without talking to the chicken, I finally roll over to my right. Portant. I roll over to my right. So, I look over, and there is a cow, but no ordinary cow. It was a cow with the head of a panda. It was a cow with the head of a panda. Let me try and remember. We started having a conversation about tea, and he was like really fancy, you know, with like an eyeglass and a top hat. That's where the top hat was. And you know, we're just talking and we're talking and we're talking, and then he just flies away. And he's like, "Watch out for the water." I'm like, "What?" Wake up, and I'm like, "What?" And my sister was throwing water on me. It's like, "Philip, Mom's gonna kill you. You gotta do schoolwork." And I'm like, "Oh. And so I woke up and I went downstairs and I did schoolwork. Then I believe I was 8 in the next dream. These are the 3 dreams that I remember the most. That's why I put them at first. But this is by far my favorite dream that was not mine. By far. So I woke up in the middle of the night at this cabin, which is really awesome. They have these old tiny beds, but it's a big enough space underneath one of the beds that you can fit another bed that rolls out. So of course I'm like, "Oh my gosh," and being the firewolf that you know, I tried to go underneath in between the 2 beds. It kind of really hurt. So to cheer me up, I gotta watch Slenderman and Five Nights at Freddy's. That's what I used to watch when I was like 8. I was like, yeah, man, it's so scary. And I didn't really care. I didn't have nightmares. Most of the times I don't dream, especially at that age. I did not dream at all. So I woke up in the middle of the night, like, whatever. Went to the bathroom, drank some milk, and went back to bed. Now, keep in mind, my cousins are here. So I'm just rolling over, tossing and turning, can't fall asleep. And my cousin, my younger cousin, Nick, which is now like 16, wow. He decided that he was having a nightmare. And, you know, normal nightmares, you go, but his nightmare was different. He reached down over onto the second bed, and it's a pretty good thing, like that big, besides my head. But it's that big of a difference in between beds. So he reaches his arm over and grabs me. Hold on, I need to go like this so I can see too. Make sure I'm doing it right. He grabs me like this, and he starts pulling me up onto the second bed. I'm freaking out because I just watched Slenderman with the long arms. He's just going, "Wow." You know, I just watched that, and I was like freaking out. I was going, "Oh my gosh!" But I couldn't scream at all because I knew I would wake up my grandparents and my cousin. For some reason back then I heard a story that if you woke someone up during a bad dream that they would be cursed for life or something. I believed that for some reason. But I was just going, banging on the bed. And so then I get over, I'm going on the edge, then he just lets go. He lets his grip go. And by that point, I think